So you really want to build muscle with your diet, but you are struggling with the amount it's costing you to afford proteins. This issue is something that I used to face a lot, especially when I started off, because I didn't know that you could, well, I didn't even know how to make a good protein meal. I didn't know how to make a muscle building diet. I didn't know nothing about any of this, and you're probably in this situation before. If you've been watching me for a while, you probably have a gist of what you need to do to actually build a muscle building diet, and you probably have started incorporating some meals which actually consist of more proteins. And if you're a little bit more advanced, you've probably started tracking your calories and also tracking the amount of protein that you're eating. Obviously, a rule of thumb is 0.81 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And you probably, if you're more advanced, you know about this. But your issue currently is that it's costing you too much. And here's what I have to tell you: protein and a muscle building diet doesn't actually need to be expensive. So if you're going for vegetables, which are your carbs, then just buy frozen vegetables, and this will save you money and time because it's so much easier to just steam the vegetables and just have it ready. If you're going for your proteins, literally bulk buy. Go to a butcher or go to your nearest market, and you will see, like, just buy more meat for the week. Spend that money. It will cost you cheaper to buy the meat for the week as opposed to just buying like from a supermarket, like maybe five or six inside like a plastic carton. They usually put like five or six chicken drumsticks, and then it's just like £5. It's just, you've just wasted money there. You might as well have just gone to the chicken shop. So go to your local butcher and actually request for, like, literally just tell them, for £20 how much chicken do you think I can get, or for for £10 how much chicken or how much beef can I get. And then they will literally give it to you. And then if you're like getting beef, tell them to dice it, and it will be so much cheaper for you if you just do it that way as opposed to going to your local supermarket. Now, in situations where you are in a rush and you can't like go to the market or etc., and you need to meal prep, then obviously, if you can afford it in that moment, go to your local supermarket and just buy the chicken. Obviously, I would always recommend you to buy your chicken or beef raw, because you don't want to have it seasoned already, because when it's seasoned already, they've usually put certain things, preservatives, they've usually done certain things to make the food last longer, so they'll put extra things in it, and you just don't want all those extra chemicals, especially if you're trying to do this the clean way. If you're trying to do this the clean way, then I would heavily recommend you to avoid the bullshit stuff that are already made and go for the things that are like more raw, like things that you can come home and cook yourself, because this way you know what you're putting into your food, you know you're washing your chicken, like you're actually making this food from scratch, therefore you can get most of the nutrients. When they've cooked it already, most of this nutritional value is a little bit reduced, and this is the reason why you need to make it yourself. So if you are going for healthy fats, now healthy fats are usually expensive, things like avocados, things like nuts, etc., etc. Yes, these can be pretty expensive, and I completely understand that. But what you could still do is just maybe have one healthy fat. So avocados, try to buy them in bulk, which is pretty much the same thing. Look for your. I mean, so, most places I go to, avocados are very expensive. But if you could just substitute maybe avocados with nuts, so things like almonds, pecans, walnuts, these still have healthy fats in them, and they can be so reasonably cheap. Obviously, go for the unsalted version, just as organic as possible, and just eat these throughout the day. Just snack on them whenever you get like hungry, or you feel like you want to eat something. Just snack on some nuts, some almonds, pause, some almonds, some pecans, and walnuts as well. These are really good for your blood flow. They just help with so many things. Also, they help to make your muscle look better, and at the end of the day, you will crave food during the day, and it would be better to have in hand certain things like nuts, because then you can just snack on these things. It won't make you full, but at least if you're just someone that you just like to see your mouth move, pause, then definitely having nuts on hand or on deck can actually help you to just like keep your mouth busy whilst you're working on a project, or whilst you're, I don't know, whatever you guys are doing, masturbating. I don't really care what you guys are doing, but whilst you are doing what you're doing, then you have something to snack on that's healthy and will still give you your rewards. So you sow what you reap. If you can just have everything around you in your environment healthy, then it'll be so much easier for you. And also, peanuts are so much cheaper than, like, I don't know, sweets and chocolates, etc., etc. So I also want to add eggs as well. Eggs can be very expensive, and a lot of people, like, the reason they don't want to eat more eggs is because eggs are so expensive. Like, I was in M&S the other day, and I saw literally 6 eggs for £3, but I also saw like the same thing, 6 eggs for like £1.45 in M&S. So just be mindful, like keep an eye out on what could save you more money. But in the same case, if you're going for eggs, definitely just buy more eggs. So usually, like, especially in the market, I don't know if you have a market near you, they will always have this where they sell like 30 eggs for like £5. And just think about that, like 30 eggs, yeah, it will be a little bit difficult to carry around to go home. But if you've bought those 30 eggs, you are good for, like, if you eat a lot of eggs, like I do, I eat like 7 eggs a day. If you eat a lot of eggs every single day, it will be so much easier for you to just buy the 30 pack. Then you have it in your house. There's no discomfort that the next day all the eggs are going to be finished. Obviously, if you do that every week, then you always have eggs every single day in the morning for breakfast. And then if you pair that with like a healthy fat like avocados, which are literally, avocados are like ATP, guys. You probably spend ATP on whatever bullshit you was probably gonna buy because you thought, a muscle building diet was too expensive. So sacrifice the things that you would usually go for, and just buy the healthy things in bulk, and then that way you just have food for the whole week. If it even means that you have to like take food to work just to save even more money, then do that. Like, literally take food to work if you have a microwave, or if you don't mind like eating cold chicken, then absolutely I would highly recommend that, because you're saving money. If that's the situation you're in, where you need to save money but you also want to make gains as well, then I would heavily recommend that. So try out these 3 tips on literally just bulk buy your food, meal prep it every single week, and put them in containers in your fridge, so that every single day you have like a portion of food. Like, it's just so much easier that way. And even if it means you need to boil all your eggs or on for your meal preps, and then you have all your eggs in your fridge in one container, that's your breakfast. You pair that up with like avocados, put that in the bottom shelf. Then you have your lunch in one container, and you have your dinner in another container. Max out on proteins, eat your healthy carbs such as vegetables and also like sweet potatoes, probably the best recommendations. If you want, you can also have some rice. I would heavily just recommend, if you're going to go for things like rice, which are very starchy, I would definitely just go for like brown rice or whole grain rice, and like add in some vegetables into the rice, and like season it with healthy herbs and spices. Make sure you're looking out for the herbs and spices that you're putting in, because some herbs and spices, they just have preservatives, and like they're high in sodium. You don't want these things, because they will actually prevent you from, seeing muscle. And definitely just go for like the healthier carbs, because you will actually see a more beneficial route in the long term. You don't want to speed things up in the beginning, especially if you're a beginner, because it's just going to be harder for you. If you try to speed things up for yourself, you're going to crash, and then you will just end up like losing gains, because you're just going to crash. You'll be 1 week in, 2 weeks off, 1 week in, 2 weeks off, and then before you know it, you've literally spent like 66% of the time being off your actual diet than being on it. I'd prefer if you had like a 70-30% like good meals every single day, but you did that every single day, where you actually majority of your meals were healthy throughout the day, every single day, as opposed to doing like 100% perfect for 1 week and then literally 0% for the next week, because then you're literally just countering literally all the good stuff that you're putting into your body. So avoid being the type of person to, if you have the money, definitely spend like more, like invest in steaks, eggs, like very good things like leaf stem broccoli, and just go for those better stuff, higher quality things. And like you can even start buying fresh vegetables if you have the money for it, and you really care and value about your health. Then invest in your health and actually improve the things that you're eating with. But if you don't have the money, then I wouldn't even recommend like frying your food in like olive oil and stuff like avocado oil. Just go for butter. Just be mindful of the butter you're using, because even like some butter is actually meant to be good for you, and it's meant to have a lot of healthy fats in them. But most of the butters out there actually contain a lot of seed oils, like rapeseed oil and sunflower oil, which are not good for you because they reduce your testosterone, especially as a man, and they affect your hormones. They have a whole heap of issues, and I would just not even, I mean, definitely do your research on like seed oils, but they're really bad for you, especially if you're a man. So do your research on seed oils, and I would just, swap them out for like that literal just butter. Like it's literally butter, where it comes in like a foiled, like them like rectangular. I'm so bad at explaining, but it comes in like a rectangular form, and they usually wrap it, and it's not in like a plastic container. And then usually it's like just some cubed rectangle thing, and most people just use a knife to cut it and then they wrap it back. And if you get the right one, then usually at the back it should just say like 100% butter, or like 100% whatever the heck. But avoid like things like margarine. These are just usually like just full of seed oils. And usually with that type of butter, you'll save more money, because you don't really need too much oil in your food anyway. I would say the less oil, the better, because then, it just helps you to tone even better, especially when you're like going to the gym, etc., etc. But if you're trying to save money, essentially all you need to focus on is just bulk buy your food. So buy food in amounts of weekly instead of daily, and meal prep all your food once a week. So if Sunday is your free day, meal prep all your food on Sunday for the week ahead, and that way you'll save time and you'll also save money. So I hope that helped. Click the link in the description to join my school community, where I'll be helping you to fast track your fitness with your diet. Take care. We out. Peace.